New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams. NYC.
Yep. Let's go. What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from the Knick Of Time Show. Here to give you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And it's time to talk disappointing loss to these Bostin Celtics. The Knicks lose to the Bostin Celtics 133 to 118 at home and give up 27 3-pointers, which is a Celtics franchise record. But on offense, it all looked good. RJ Barrett give you 27 points. Randall give you 29 points. Hartenstein tipped in with 10, and Brunson gives you 22 points and 10 assists. But these Knicks could not stop the two-headed snake in Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Jaylen Brown gives you 30 points. Jason Tatum gives you 26, and the rest of the Celtics gives you a barrage of threes, and the Knicks fall to the Celtics and a disappointing loss. But for me, I'm not looking too much into it because this is a contending team, a team who went to the finals last season. So I was expecting a loss, but there's still a lot to talk about. It's a good barometer game to see what the Knicks can fix, and also, you know, see what we can build on going forward. So let's get into it. And for you guys watching, if you've been a repeat offender, when I say repeat offender, I mean if you've been here at the Knick Of Time Show before and you've seen us a few times, hit that subscribe button, man. Don't be a stranger. Get those notification bells, and we'll let you know when to come back when we go live to talk Knicks. All right. Also hit that like button early so we can talk about this game. Also salute to the chat. Shout out to JT Riddick. Shout out to Craig Ward, Picks for Timmy, Rodney Sennin, Centric, the best mind in the game, Fritz Alessandor, all new guests, and everybody else is rocking with the KOT show tonight. All right, now let's get to it. First, I know you see these stats right now for Brunson, but I don't even want to start talking about Brunson right now. I want to talk about kind of my unsung hero of the night, Cam Reddish. Even though we lost the game, to me, this is a big standout game from Cam Reddish, and Cam Reddish didn't even really score. 4 points on the night, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, 1 block, 1 steal, 1 turnover. Not a massive gain when you look at Cam Reddish, but Cam Reddish was a +4 on the night. All right, which should tell you something. There's starters on his team who scored close to 30 points tonight who are negatives. RJ Barrett -14, Julius Randle -8, Jalen Brunson had -3, but Cam Reddish really did a phenomenal job playing his heart out on the defensive end. When you talk about effort, when we talked about how can Cam Reddish crack this rotation, he did it today. He did it today. He did it today strictly on the defensive end. To me, he was the only player to commit to closing out on 3-point shooters the entire game, and he played 37 minutes. But I didn't see any stop or any point where Cam gave up. And that's not his reputation. You know, that's not what they were saying about him when he was playing over there in Atlanta. But today, when his first chance to start, I think he's earned Tom Thibodeau's trust for sure. And whether Grimes comes back or not, I think we're going to see Cam Reddish start from here forward, because what this starting unit sorely needs is a stopper. And although Cam Reddish wasn't exactly the stopper tonight because we didn't win the game, he was the most effective defensive deterrent against the top guys on the Celtics squad. And when I say top guys, I really mean Jason Tatum. He's the only one who I've really felt gave Jason Tatum some problems on the offensive side of the ball. He poked the ball away. He caused some strife in the fourth quarter and put it on him. And towards the end of the game, when Tatum started to cook and go a little bit one-on-one, I was hoping that Tom Thibodeau would actually start to put Cam specifically on Tatum to try to contain him, because he's really the only one who had a shot. End of the game, RJ Barrett versus Tatum one-on-one. RJ Barrett tried his best. Tatum cooked him. Scored. Next play, Tatum versus Cam Reddish one-on-one. Tatum was bumbling, tried to get to the hole, and damn near and calls the turnover. So Cam Reddish, to me, eye-opening game, did everything he could. And I feel like on the offensive side of the ball, you know, Cam Reddish gave so much on defense that he really didn't have a lot left on the offense. He had no legs left. There was a play where Derrick Rose gave the ball to Cam Reddish in like the third quarter, and Cam had no legs, shot the ball short. Tibbs took him directly out. But so shout out to Cam Reddish. Even though we lost this game, we learned about something about that young man today. And I think he's actually going to stick in this rotation moving forward and start from here on out. I really can't see a scenario of Cam not starting from here on out. So even though we got 4 points, it's a good showing defensively for Cam, who had his imprint all over this game defensively while only scoring 4 points. So gunshots for the man Cam Reddish, who really showed out. And also Isaiah Hartenstein, another guy, one of the other positive plus minuses on the team, played well without Mitch. Gave you 10 points, 14 rebounds on the night. Gave you some offensive rebounds out well, gave you some nice tip-ins, and he seems to find a flow. I really love that pass he made to Julius Randle when he was cutting to the hole to get the easy basket in the fourth. And me myself, I really love Mitch. But also what I love about this team is the different looks you can get from Mitch to Hartenstein. And we need to keep Hartenstein in mind when it's hard to score in late game situations sometimes, because we already see that Julius Randle plays better and scores more efficiently when he's coming downhill, when he's not just deferring to ISO post-ups. So if we can, in the future, play more through Jalen Brunson pick and roll, play more through RJ Barrett going downhill sometimes, and then also mix in having Hartenstein at the elbow at the foul line and having Julius Randle cut off ball, we should have a lot of different weapons to close games in the future. So shout out to Hartenstein, who had a pretty good game as well. But the biggest thing for this Knicks team, and the biggest thing, of course, we have to work on is the three-point shooting. And today was interesting because this is not a game where we was getting super killed in that point of attack defense like we usually are, because that's how we usually been hurt when it comes to our three-point defense collapsing. That's how we got hurt with the Cavs. But today, I felt like the Knicks, we just don't have that sharpness on where to go when we are picked. our defensive schemes on who's switching, who's dropping where, who's going where, to which 3-point shooter is not there. And Tom Thibodeau teams, you know, we're used to being top 10 in defense by the end of the year. So I feel like that's eventually that will improve and get better, because that's what Tom Thibodeau does. I really expect us to be watching tape, because it's been multiple lapses on the defensive end. I've seen IQ give up a night fight to close out on Malcolm Brogdon. I've seen RJ Barrett just drop off out of nowhere. I've seen guys follow two people to a 3-point shooter in the corner, only to leave Tatum open. There were so many holes in this 3-point defense. I can't even tell you where it is. I like usually can be like, oh, this was the problem. There was fires everywhere. There was not really one problem there. And it got to a point where I felt like everybody gave up on 3-point closeouts except for Cam. So it's crazy. It's crazy. This film session from Tom Thibodeau tomorrow is going to be abysmal. It's going to be a whole bunch of red tape. You see this here, you missed that. You see this here, you missed that. Trust me, the next practice is all going to be defensive rotations, because we completely suck at that right now when it comes to good 3-point shooting teams, to the point where dudes are coming in. Who's this kid? This kid, not even Marcus Smart, not even Grant, but Sam Hauser?
Bruh.
Who is Sam Hauser? Whose man's is that? Whose man's is that just came in the game and dropped 17 points out of nowhere, gave us 5 threes? Things like that just can't happen. Things like that just cannot happen. And this is one of those things that we're so concerned about Jason Tatum, and we're so concerned about Jaylen Brown. We lose concentration when it comes to these no-man names shooting threes and having career nights on us. The same thing happened with the Cavs when Wade came in and he was lighting up for three. We really has to clean up our defensive 3-point rotations. And big deal, very big deal. Also, oh man, and you know what else? Obi Toppin. Shout out to Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin today gave us, he didn't have the Obi Toppin breakout game that we all wanted. If you're watching this show right now, if you've been watching the game, you already know Mitchell Robinson was out, right? Mitchell Robinson was out. More time to see the small ball lineup moving forward. The small ball lineup that had Julius Randle and Obi Toppin yesterday featured, went very well. Today, not so much from Obi Toppin. And to be honest, I feel like, you know, the second unit in general struggled. And it kind of handcuffed Obi Toppin a little bit because of this struggle. Emmanuel Quickly, I feel like, was looking for a shot a little bit too much today outside of the alley-oop to Jericho Sims. Evan Fournier is still looking like a lost puppy on both sides of the floor. Doesn't know where his shots is coming from. Not specifically a defensive guy, and that hurt us. And I feel like right now, they took Cam Reddish out of the second unit, placed him in the first unit, and now the second unit is starting to feel it. It's really starting to feel it. So please, Grimes, get well soon. If you haven't heard, Grimes was out today with a sore foot. But I feel like that had a lot to do with the limited minutes that Obi Toppin got. Now, when Obi Toppin did get in the game, he didn't really shoot well from 3 today, like he did the game before. But I like the fact that he kept shooting. Only 1 for 5, 20% from 3. He started to get going a little bit in that fourth quarter when the match with Randall. Had a nice kind of like fake out to Marcus Smart to go to the hole with a dunk. Had a nice fake 3 and drive on Noah Vonleh. He started to get comfortable on that offensive end of the ball. But for Obi to stay on the floor is going to be defense and rebounding. And the thing is, Obi did a decent job rebounding today. 6 rebounds in 14 minutes, and he should have today. Also had a block shot today. But the rebound that he missed for Noah Vonleh and the open 3 that Noah Vonleh got in that fourth quarter, got Obi taking out the game. And that, so I like, and then Hartenstein came right back in. So when Obi started to get listen, Obi, you got to stay locked in on that defensive end. You can't leave Noah Vonleh open in the corner for that long and just wait for the rebound. And you have to consistently box out, because don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Tom Thibodeau is starting to trust you a little bit, but still on a day with no Mitchell Robinson, you should have gotten more than 14 minutes and 55 seconds to prove yourself. You should have gotten more than that. And you know what? I can blame Tibbs for taking them out, but I can also look at Hartenstein and go, Hartenstein was having a hell of a game too. But so this is one of those things. It's one of those things where Obi, yes, Tibbs could have rolled the dice on Obi, but Obi, you have to take fate in your own hands. You're watching this game. You're watching how many open threes are happening. This is not the time for you to just leave a guy like that open and not box out. That's all I really got to say. And you know what? I'm gonna take some calls. Salute to the chat. I have a lot else to say about this game. I still haven't touched on RJ Barrett. I still haven't touched on Jalen Brunson, and I still haven't touched on Julius Randle's impact on the game. I want to get to those guys as well. But before I get to that, let us know. Let me know what you want to talk about. Call in. You already know what the number is. The number flashed at the bottom: 319-527-6241. That's 319-527-6241. And I know Ken is on the line, right? But before Ken comes on, if you like the show so far, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. We go live after every game. And sometimes we even do some preview shows. All right. First caller up on the night, we have my man Ken. What's going on, Ken T?
Jay, my man, what's up?
What's going on, Ken?
First time to be able to call in, man. Disappointing loss. But like we've been talking about, this team. We got a lot of good players, a lot of good role players, but we don't have any stars.
Yeah.
And and you're seeing it every night. Like someone else steps up, but we don't have one person who can just carry the team.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a little frustrating. And I think today we saw a little bit of what I wrote in the article, where, like I said, how are we going to get out of the situation where we're kind of stuck in the middle in this purgatory of being a 500 team? And like I said, from what I'm seeing is we got two elite skill sets on the team. One is Brunson. He's one of the best finishers around the rim, between like 3 to 10 feet. And then, of course, we got Mitchell Robinson, who unfortunately didn't play today. He's one of the best, offensive rebounders, best rim runners, and, an incredible defender. And to me, like, what we need to see a little bit more of is either separate RJ and Randall. Today it was actually a pretty good game because both of them were hitting their shots.
Yeah.
But before this game, these guys are shooting in the 20s. So it was really disappointing tonight that we actually shot good from 3 for a change,
Yeah,
and we still lost.
crazy.
We allowed the other team to shoot 50%. But the point is, I liked having Reddish. Grimes is healthy. Having Reddish and Grimes and with Mitch and with the point guard Brunson. I spread out the court, have some long athletic wings that can defend and make the game easier for Brunson. Because the reality is, like I said, we don't got a star. I think we're doing the right thing, set ourselves up because the stars eventually are going to come. But we're not there yet. So to me, it's like, listen, Randall, to me, he is what he is. I love RJ, but I just don't see where he's taking that next step. Him and Randall, to me, they need to be elite finishers, and they're just not. So that's why I'm saying is we got to make Brunson and Mitch the focal point. So sorry, I know you got a lot of folks who want to call in, so I'll let it end right there for tonight.
All right.
But like I said, disappointing, effort on defense tonight, and you can't blame Fournier, but it is what it is. I think we will start getting some wins, especially as the year goes on, because of depth. But like I said, us being better than the 500 team, we're gonna have to make some changes. All right. So with that, man, I'll let you go ahead and enjoy your vacation.
All right, man. Salute to my guy KOT, the editor, not one of the editors, the editor of the KOT show, who kind of referenced his work on the website. You can go to watch that. You can go to the blog at theknickoftimeshow.com if you want to read our writer's work. And shout out to Ken. Yeah, we don't have a him. We do not have a him. The closest thing we do have to a him is him, the guy on the screen right now. Jalen Brunson gave us 22 points, 10 assists, 3 rebounds. Normally you say, yo, your starting point guard has 22 points, 10 assists, 3 rebounds, and shot 59% from the field. That's a W. That's a W. That's what you think it is a W. But this team just had a lot of firepower. Like this game, this is the first game where I've actually seen Barrett, Brunson, and Julius Randle all start to score on all cylinders at the same damn time. We haven't really seen that yet this season. So when you see it, you're like, okay, what's happening? Why is this happening? And the first thing I saw was the Celtics was daring us to shoot in that first half. And they rolled the dice. It's like, listen, we got more shooters than you, so we're going to keep y'all shooting threes and see what happens. And lo and behold, the guy in Julius Randle, who's been averaging in the teens in 3-point shooting, got hot. And Jalen Brunson had a flashback to his Dallas days, because he was able to go to the hole. And what happens is right now, these guys in the Celtics don't have that rim protector. And when you don't have a rim protector, guys like RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, and Jalen Brunson feast. So we was able to get that drive and kick game pop in early. And I think that helped us get flowing offensively. And it got me also thinking about the future. If we really had a stretch 5 here, where we're bringing out that shot blocker outside of the paint, they could really solve a lot. It could really solve a lot for us. And since we can't do that, maybe going small sometimes, we might hurt on the defensive end. But offensively, that can really start to unlock these guys. This is the first time we really didn't have I feel like we didn't really have a shot blocker in it, and we really was able to take advantage. And when it comes to that guy who's going to be that closer, that great, who you trust the ball at the end, Jalen Brunson is the closest guy to that guy right now, because he's so efficient. The thing is, he just ran out of steam. 32 minutes on the night. But there was a time when he was cooking the defensive player of the year and Marcus Smart all night long. And then they put the taller guard on him and Marcus and Brogdon, and he was still able to cook him. I was hoping that Brunson had enough in the tank to really finish this game off, but he really didn't. This is probably one of the best games I've seen from Brunson on the offensive end, but we still need a little bit more on the defensive end. But salute to Jalen Brunson, who had a pretty good game. And I don't think he had the turnovers. Zero turnovers for Jalen Brunson today. Something we haven't been used to lately. Hopefully there's some carryover from this game on to the Timberwolves game. Now let's get to that second caller. But before I get to the second caller, shout out to people in the chat. Shout out to my guy Jay Boogie. All right, he says shout out to the chat, the greatest people in the league. Talk loss, but long as I see proper adjustments, it will pay off in the second half of the season. Yeah, it should. And listen, if the young guys play more, if we get more Obi Toppin in the second half of the season, I'll be all for it, because we definitely need more youth. We need more Obi, we need more Cam, and we need more success in the second half of the season playing the youth for sure. Shout out to other guys in the chat if you're here. Let me know you're here. I'll shout you out. Shout out to El Marshall. Shout out to Trilogy Music. Shout out to Big Reaper and everybody else who's rocking with the KC show. Shout out to my real fake cousin Winston Ellis, and shout out to Jet for life. Thank you guys for rocking with the KT show. If you love the show so far, hit that like button, subscribe, because we here after every game talking New York Knicks basketball. All right, next caller up, my guy Big Reaper. What's going on, Big Reaper?
Hey, so Gio, thanks for taking my call.
Absolutely.
You know, I wish I could be as optimistic as you are about this loss, but I don't know. There's things I'm just not really liking about the team.
My expectations aren't as high as Reaper. I knew he was losing to the Celtics, so it's like this Celtics went to the finals, you know. So I'm looking at this going, you know, I can't. Now the Hawks game, I was livid. I wanted to throw my computer. I didn't even want to come here and do the show, but the Celtics, I get it. All right, but go ahead. What do you want to say?
Yeah. So with the defensive end, so there's things, I've been noticed. I'm sure like a lot of fans have been noticing. It's like we cheat. Like, you know how like sometimes, like especially even the defenders on the weak side of the ball. Mm-hmm. And I think it's by design. They cheat too far over.
Oh yeah.
Help. And I just don't understand why they cheat so far over. And that's typical. That's him doing that because, if you have, like, for example, if you have Cam Reddish at the top of the key playing defense at the point of attack, then why are you having the guy basically anyone like cheating over as much as you have them cheating over?
I agree.
Because they don't even really have to get in the lane to kind of kick the ball out to an open man. So I just don't understand why the coach is doing that. The second thing was Cam Reddish. There's more than once they had Cam Reddish was defending Marcus Smart in the post.
And they doubled him. Yes.
Why are you doubling?
Yes.
I just don't understand that.
I didn't get it either.
And then the other thing, they're doing is like, so this is where Randall like drives me crazy. Every time there's a pick and roll defense with him, he's so lazy sometimes. Even when he's supposed to switch, he won't switch. He's telling the other guy, no, stay there, because he doesn't want to sprint out to the top. He doesn't want to sprint out to challenge the shot. That's what Randall be doing sometimes, and it's just like, and he did that. I saw he did that twice today. The second time it was with Cam Reddish. I can't remember. I think it was also Cam Reddish the first time he did it with him. So I don't know, maybe
Tatum was left over for three, I think, at that point.
But
yeah.
But it's like it feels like he's picking and choosing when he wants to basically switch and when he doesn't want to switch. And it's that's the stuff I'm noticing on defense. It's kind of crazy. And look, the turnovers is like I just don't even understand the turnovers, especially in that RJ. He's got the dad that has the same affliction that Randall has, and it's like, and it's crazy. I mean, it was an issue for RJ last year. People weren't really getting on RJ last year as much, but it was an issue for him last year, and this year is like worse. So. I don't know. Like, I honestly, at this point, I just don't understand what they're doing. Why do we have Randall still on the ball so much? If you have a Jalen Brunson, run the offense through Jalen. And then the other thing, too, is like they just don't share the ball enough with the rest of the team. It's like everything is basically, I feel like there's too much two-man game going on with the team.
Yeah.
And then there'll be a two-man game going on, then the rest of your three gets frozen out of the offense. And I think that's one of the problems, like I'm seeing with, like, for example, like everyone is getting all on Fournier, but the problem with Fournier is this stupid team, the way they're playing offense. They're not trying to like, and it's mostly, I put the blame mostly on RJ and Julius Randle. The way there's a selfishness to the way they're playing offense, and it's like, because it's like all they want to do is just 2-man games, and then that's it, and then nobody else gets to touch the ball. If you look at Grimes yesterday, the boy played 10, 15 minutes, and basically probably got maybe 4 touches out of 15 minutes. Like, I barely saw him touch the ball yesterday.
Yeah.
And then he only got up 1 shot.
Listen.
And it's like, and then it's the same problem with Fournier. It's like, they're not really trying to do anything. They're not trying to get him involved. It's just like, they put up some offense today. And I think it's just because, in my opinion, I don't think Boston really played, I don't think they played really great defense. They weren't really trying. They were bombing for 3, and they figured like they were going to pull this one out anyway.
Yeah, yeah, talented.
I just don't think,
Yeah.
And so it's just, there's just so much going on there. I just don't even know like where to begin. That's why I'm just not, I still think they're going to be like 42 win team, 43 win.
Same.
Because it is, like you said, it's the Celtics,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But I still think they win at least 43. But it's just, it's really just, for me, it's just disappointing a lot of the stuff I'm seeing. I'm disappointed with the way RJ's playing and the way Julius is playing. And it's just like, yeah, they put up some points and they were efficient today, but it's just like they got to find a way to get everyone involved instead of like, just playing 2-man games and knifing everyone else out.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
That's pretty much what I wanted to say.
I agree, bro. Yeah, thanks for calling in, man. Yeah, to Reaper's point, if you're looking at Cam, this is why I praise Cam Reddish so much today, because Cam Reddish played 37 minutes tonight and only shot the ball 6 times. And on top of only shooting the ball 6 times and playing 37 minutes, his defensive intensity never wavered. This is a man who knew this is my contract year. This is my first time starting. Tibbs wants me to play defense. Damn it, I'm playing defense. I'm going all out. And it didn't matter if Cam got the rotation right or Cam got the rotation wrong. He closed out hard every single damn time. So you got to give it up to Cam Reddish today. And Reaper is right. Listen, 22 assists on the night. Crazy. We scored 116 points. So 118 points, but 22 assists on the night. 22 assists on the night. I feel like we steadily been getting away from sharing the ball. And the same thing happened last year. We started off sharing the ball a lot for the first 3 games. We started off with a lot of fast break points, moving the ball. And then slowly as the season started to go along, we started reverting more to ISO ball and selfish ball. So I do start to see that happen today. Today, there was more one-on-one matchups to exploit, so we didn't get hurt on the offensive side of the ball today. And really, we really got going when Jalen Brunson started going to the hole and sharing the ball in the 4th quarters and in the 1st quarters. But Julius Randle and RJ Barrett need to do that as well. And we should have more success going forward in the offensive end. And the 3-point, as far as the 3-point shooting, Reaper is right. I don't understand some of these schemes. I don't understand how you have Cam Reddish, who's 6'8", and Marcus Smart, who's 6 feet, and RJ is doubling off of Jaylen Brown to give Cam Reddish help. That boy Cam Reddish don't need no help or no 6-foot Marcus Smart. Leave him alone. You don't have to double on every play. Also, the schemes sometimes, we need to update these schemes so we don't have to be so help heavy every single time, especially when it comes to 3-point shooting teams. I've seen Randall. I feel like there was one scheme where if a guy drives, Randall or whoever's there has to go to the foul line to show and then sprint back out to the 3-point line. But you're not going to be able to do both consistently all the time. So sometimes I feel like depending on who's driving, maybe you don't go all the way there to help and you stay more home on the shooter. I feel like there can be some things that we need to tweak on the defensive side of the ball that I think would help. And those are a couple of those things. And I'm pretty sure Tibbs, maybe he might not, adjust to that side of the ball with the help. That's just our principles. We've been doing that since Tibbs has been here. But things like doubling on Marcus Smart, that has to go. All right. We got 3 more callers. Shout out to the guys and callers. If you like the show so far, hit the like and subscribe. We're here after every game. All right. You already know what it is. You can dial that number if you want to call in. It's 319-527-6241. That is 319-527-6241. All right. Next caller up, we got Mike. Mike, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, Jay Evans? Shout out to you, man. And also shout out to Cam Reddish.
Yeah,
solid
man.
Defense.
Solid.
I love every
Solid.
second of it tonight. The Celtics were doing a great job spacing and creating on the perimeter tonight. Smart and Grant are great screeners with very high IQ.
Yeah.
Frustrating to watch, but we really beat ourselves tonight. Turnovers killed the Knicks early. Unforced turnovers were really caused by RJ pressing a little.
Yeah.
Knicks, I believe, will clean it up as they move forward, but RJ needs to calm down and watch him with Julius and Brunson and go from there. I don't think it's impossible for the Knicks to improve in terms of protecting the ball, and that's the most important improvement they must make. But I also agree with what Big Reefer was saying in terms of the ill-advised double teaming. It's low IQ defense like that that'll spark an opposing team to go on a run. So they got some stuff to clean up, but I think they can as the season goes on. Thanks for taking my call, bro.
I appreciate it. All right. He came in here, got in, got out, got to his points. I see you. I feel you. Thanks for calling in. Next call. I don't know who the next caller is, but next caller up. Let us know what your name is, where you from, what you want to talk about. Hello?
Is it me? Yo, what's up? It's Jason.
Yo, what's going on, Jason?
Yeah. This was an interesting game. I disagree with the last caller, Reaper, which apparently I always disagree with Reaper. But I think the offense, I don't think there's anything to complain about with the offense. I think the offense is really good today. I think the Celtics they were switching and staying home. So when the guys stay home, they don't double. Like there's no one to kick the ball out to it if you drive and no one doubles. Like I think that's the reason why you didn't see a lot of doubling. I mean a lot of assists. Because a lot of times they were staying home.
True. That's true. That is true.
You know, and the Knicks were able to win. Usually were able to win their matchup, which, to be honest, that hasn't really been the case all year, especially with RJ and Randall. Like Brunson's been able to win his matchup, but Randall and RJ haven't always been able to win their matchup. So that was really good to see.
I can see that. I can see that for today. You know what it is? I feel like in general we've gone away from passing the ball. Today didn't really hurt us. I mean, the biggest issue today was really the defense. It really was the defense.
Well, yeah, I mean, in general, our offense has been like we can't even tell you what the offense has been because game to game is a whole different. Like last game, the offense was terrible until like the last 5 minutes. So like it's it's definitely not been consistent. I'm just saying today I thought the offense was good, but the real issue was the defense. They were, like you guys said, they were overhelping. And there was a lot of miscommunication.
A lot.
Now, I know this group hasn't played as well together as much, but the two people I'm gonna give the blame to mostly, because when I was taught, I mean I played basketball not in big, but when I was always taught, it's the person when your man is setting the screen, you have to decide what coverage you're gonna play. Therefore, Randall and Hartenstein, if you watch and replay, they don't talk on defense. They don't scream. We're switching. I'm coming here. They just do it. And then, therefore, the other guy, that's why you saw so many times Reddish, they didn't know if they were switching or not. And it drove me crazy.
That's one of those things. I remember when DeAndre Jordan was here kind of training Mitch, and he was kind of talking about you can't be a defensive guy without talking. And that's a good point. If that's what's happening, it's most likely is because there was holes all over the place. You have to talk on defense. That's one of those fundamental things that every team has to do.
And
is talk.
especially like the big man, like the one who your man is setting the screen. If I'm guarding the ball, I don't necessarily know what's going on in the play. I see my man in front of the ball. You have to say, okay, we're gonna switch here. I'm high, this and that. Like it's just look. Hopefully, Randall hasn't played center before much this year. Hartenstein has played, but a lot of it hasn't always been with the starter. So maybe they just need to work on it in practice, and they'll get better. I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too. And also too, man, this is one of those nights where I might have wanted a little bit more Sims. I hear an echo. I'm not sure if I'm on YouTube in the background, But I might have wanted a little bit more Sims. He seemed like he played better than he did yesterday. And on top of that, you know, he was our only rim protector. And you looking at the minutes distribution today, Julius Randle 40 minutes, Hartenstein 38 minutes. I think Sims could have been able to get at least like another 5 minutes. He only played 2 minutes.
Or they could have just played Obi more.
Or
that's the other option. You know?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. I don't know. We'll see how that goes.
We'll definitely see how that goes. I know you might have missed my OB soliloquy a little bit early.
Late, so I missed it. I'm sure you went off.
Yeah, I didn't go off. I was like, I went Luke off. I pretty much was like this. OB needed to get a little bit more burn, but at the same time, he didn't shoot from 3 really well, right? But at the end of the day, though, you still have to rebound the ball and guard 3 ball, and you're still trying to gain Tibbs' trust at this point. And he got pulled because, okay, cool, you missed your shot. He started to cook a little bit in the offensive end, but I feel like he got pulled because one, he missed the rebound from Vonleh. He wasn't even anywhere near the picture, and Vonleh got an easy rebound and put back. And 2, Vonleh had an open 3, and we was already bombing 3s, and Obi was just kind of just chilling in the paint. Like, so I'm looking around, I'm like, yo, where's Obi? That's his man. And Vonleh counted the seams and pulled up for 3, and I was like, all right. And then Tibbs had enough. So I wanted to see more Obi. I want to see more of what we saw yesterday. But I think you gotta do the little things for Tibbs to play you. You have to. Otherwise, all that could be taken away.
I mean, look, Obi didn't play that good today, but I mean, I just wish. My whole thing is, why do you wait so long to bring him in? Because when you wait so long to bring him in, then it's like you have to pull them once. Like if he makes a few bad plays, you have to pull him because it's getting like if you bring him in late in the third quarter, in the fourth quarter, if he starts making a few mistakes, you can't leave him in there when it's like 8 minutes left, like because it starts getting important.
Tibbs got scared.
Bring him in a little bit earlier.
Tibbs got scared. Then when the second unit came in, Tibbs got scared because the second unit came in. They wasn't playing well. IQ wasn't really getting people into the offense. Evan Fournier looked lost again, and they were losing. It's like when Derrick Rose was in the game, he scored like 7 points in 5 minutes, and the second unit was afloat. As soon as Derrick Rose came out and RJ Barrett came in, it all went haywire, and then Tibbs just got scared and blew the whole thing up. So I feel like he was just scared to put the second unit in general. Because you look at the second unit again, no burn today. I feel like, all right, this might be the least amount of minutes IQ played all season so far.
Yeah, and he wasn't good either. But I think Tibbs, just like you said, I think he's look, and I remember I went off the other day saying Obi's been great on offense, but he hasn't really been very good defensively this year. And that I understand he still needs to play. So I'm not saying he shouldn't play more than he needs to more than 15 minutes. But that's the reason why Tibbs he doesn't know who to put Obi on. He doesn't feel comfortable. He only feels comfortable if Obi's guarding like Kevin Knox or Chuma Okeke, like the worst player on the other team. Once Obi has to guard like someone who's like decent, he gets worried. So, he's got to get better on that end. But offensively, he's been great this year.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, like Obi has to be more consistent. Like he started off with a nice block on what's his name?
That wasn't really. It was a nice block, but he got completely pushed out of the way.
But yeah,
so that's the problem.
He started off with a nice block. He had 6 rebounds on a night. I was like, okay, he's rebounding today, but then you can't get those rebounds and then blatantly just ignore the rebound the next play. That's really what it is for me. I think that's what it is with Tibbs and Obi. But he's gonna get a shot because Mitch is out for 7 to 10 days. So Obi will get another shot.
Hopefully he does, because I don't want these guys playing too many minutes. Then they're gonna get hurt.
That's a fact. Thanks for calling in, Jason.
No problem. Thanks.
Hi, yo, salute.
All right, bye.
All right. Shout out to my guy Jason and one of the regulars on the KOT show. Calling in. If you want to call in, you already know what to do. Dial the number 319-527-6241. That's 319-527-6241. The number flashes at the bottom of the screen. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to JT Reddick, Fritz Alessandor, Sherwin, Big Reaper, Mikey Murphy. Oh, shout out to Mike, man. Show what's up, Mike, EM, and everybody else is rocking with the KLT show. If it's your first time here, say what's up. Maybe I'll shout you out as well. Sherwin said if Obi can't put that energy on the defense, he shouldn't play. Yeah. I mean, listen, everybody gotta play defense. You gotta at least gotta show, even if you don't do everything perfectly, you have to show effort. And I will say this, Jason, like I do feel like Obi did play better defense at the beginning of the season. I feel like he did have a few good defensive games, but the last few, more particularly the Cavs game, I don't think it was particularly that good. Next caller up, we have Eric.
Hey, what's good, man? What's good, J.O.? This is Pitch for Timmy, man.
Oh, what's going on, Pitch?
Oh man, they got me called. They got my government out here, man. What's going on?
Yo,
we good, bro. We good. But
yeah, man. The first kiss on you. That's all good.
I had to call them.
They don't know your last name. They don't know your last name.
Right. It was a crazy game, man. Like I feel like I love to see the offensive flow in that second quarter. And I think you spoke to it a little bit earlier when you were talking about this was one of the first games that you saw RJ, Brunson, and Julius all have an opportunity to go, really get into it offensively. And the ball was moving. It was beautiful. But, once things get tight, I think we're kind of watching the maturity of this team right now. You're watching a team a bunch of guys who are trying to find chemistry together. And my thing with RJ, Cam, and Julius, they all attack the exact same way.
Yeah.
Like they literally attack it's like using the same exact tool 3 different times. So it's like you have to find a way to create that space for each of them to be able to do what they do. RJ has an opportunity to expand his game a little bit more, but he's forcing it. Like, RJ can literally get 20 points just by standing in the corner, taking a corner 3 off driving kick. Like, it's that easy. And hitting his free throws. When he gets the opportunity to go ahead and do that, he could get that. I don't think we run that pistol action enough for him to really go crazy like he needs to, but he needs to take his time. Like, relax, take your time. The defense is going to collapse on you when you get in the lane. Hold your dribble and look for passes. Mitch wasn't there tonight, and for all of my Mitch haters, y'all have 7 days, bro.
7 days.
To really see what this bag was about, bro. Let's go.
Yo, listen.
We out here
for the Mitch haters, man. This is the game versus the Timberwolves is when you're gonna feel it. All right.
It's about to get real.
It's about to get real. When you get these big behemoth centers versus Hartenstein, is not gonna end. This really, for real, this is one of those games with the Timberwolves where we need to go Randall at the 5 and
let's just go. Like it ain't
just
even about
run.
Rebounding on that game.
Because it's not going to happen. Just the Knicks need to rebound more. It is not happening the next game. Right? We need to abandon all of that and go full Mike D'Antoni next game. Okay, I'm just letting you know.
You're getting 40 minutes a game. You got 15 shots from 3. Let's go.
Exactly. all 3 seconds or less, all threes. This is what we need to do. This is what we need to do. All right.
Yo, for real. Let's get ready for that, man. This is going to be very interesting, and I feel like part of the communication breakdown on defense today is not having Mitch with that first unit. They're just, Hartenstein is trying to figure it out. And the really weird thing is I think a part of him being in the mix with that first unit really opens up things offensively for all 3 of them, Brunson, RJ, and Julius. But communication on D and rebounding, like Julius is just going to have to work extra hard to be able to help Hartenstein with rebounding. But I think ultimately, like over time, like that group as a starting unit may have the best chemistry. I think they're probably going to be the most complementary. And I would love to see Mitch. I don't know if it's ever going to happen, but if my guy Tibbs can make some decisions out here, I would love to see Mitch and Obi run together with each other, at least in like spurt minutes. You don't even got to do it the whole time. But I think they really complement each other better than say like a Mitch Julius combination. I think that actually works a little bit better there. But that's all I got for you, man. Salute to Kim, yo.
Yeah, man.
What a crazy effort, yo. Man. You got to give it to that guy. And I want to see him expand offensively. You got to give it to him, though. But salute, man. Salute KOT fans. Salute chat. Let's go, man. We still out here. Let's go get it, man.
All right, man. We here. Shout out to my guy. Shout out to my guy Picks for Timmy, who came in, gave us some good points. Yeah. Gotta salute to Cam. These guys played the hell. Listen, we don't have the him, as Ryan G would say. We don't have that guy who can get you buckets. And also, the 3-point shooting comes and goes. It really comes and goes. So, like, I've said it before and I say it again. You really can't be in the NBA and expect to contend for a title if you don't have 4 3-point shooters on the floor. And at the same time, you can't contend for a title if you have more than one defensive liability on the floor at the same time as well. So we need both of those things on the floor simultaneously. So, I mean, as this team is constructed right now, somebody's going to have to move at some point, whether it be maybe Randall or RJ, because everybody kind of has that similar skill set. They like to be in that similar area of the floor where they go into the mid-range, into the bucket, and that's it. We need some 3-point shooting. Need some 3-point shooting badly. So I don't know, man. But this is up to the front office. This is why we have assets. This we have picks. We have enough in the treasure chest to make a move in the future, and hopefully we pull that trigger and make the correct move. And I don't want to miss out on another DeJounte Murray or something else like that, me personally. But that's another story. Salute to Core Mega, says salute J Ellis in the chat. Yeah, salute to you, Core Mega. Next game up, we got the Timberwolves on Monday. But yeah, so let's prepare for that. Maybe we could do a preview show for that. I'll see what it is. I'm kind of busy tomorrow though, but if I can, I'll do a preview show for you guys on the Timberwolves, and we can kind of look at that matchup and see how that is going to shake up with the Knicks versus the Timberwolves. All right, but salute to you guys. Like I said, if you like the show, please hit the like and subscribe button, especially if you're a repeat watcher here and you haven't hit the subscribe button as of yet. Hopefully this show will convince you. And listen, usually I'm accompanied by some other guys. Shout out to my guy Ryan G, Royal Hebrew Remnant, and my guy Lee Escobedo, who's really usually with us talking Knicks basketball. But yeah, hopefully you'll catch all of us together at some point. Shout out to JT Riddick. Sends a $4.99 super chat. Says, you're gonna be a long season. However, all 82. Shout out to my all 82 gang. Okay. Shout out to my guy Riddick. Riddick, I need you to train me at some point. Riddick is swole as hell. Shout out to Riddick. All right. All right. You know, that is our show. Nothing really more else to say. I will see you on Monday, possibly Sunday. All right. But so you already know what to do if it's your first time here. Hit that like and subscribe button. But also you can follow us in different places. You can go to nicktimeshow.com and get your snapbacks in black and white and blue and orange. You can also read our blogs there as well. You can go follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at thekotshow.com. The KOT Show on Twitter, the Knick of Time Show on Instagram, and Knick of Time Show on Facebook. Also, listen to us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple, wherever you hear your podcast. And you can go leave a good review there if you love the show. All right? Cool. Thank you guys for rocking with us. And guess what? You already know what it is. As always,
shout out the Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
It's a mess out here in these Knicks YouTube streets. That is our show. We are out of here. Peace. All right.
New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
NYC.